Hey guys, HW. Hope you enjoyed that little skirt against the traffic then. I wanted to give you an idea what it was like to travel against the masses as they made their way home. And it's probably not even as busy as it used to be because a lot of people have migrated onto the metro line now. So that was all the people that were getting on the main line. Down there in Wynyard Station. And it continues to be quite busy here in Martin Place as well as people make their way to the different stations that are available. Sydney today, it's Thursday, so Thursday Arvo, Thursday evening. 29 degrees Celsius it was today in old Sydney town. And the wind's been oscillating between coming from the east and the northeast at about 17 kilometres an hour or something like that. So you know what that means? It means it's as humid as hell because it's hot and then the wind's blowing straight off the ocean. So the plan tonight, have a quick look around the traps and collect some more of these commuters as they make their way home. And then after that I've got a little bit of a surprise for you. But I'll tell you more as we get towards the end of the vid. So make sure you settle down with a nectar, with a coffee. Depending on what time of the day or night it is. If it's night, maybe hook into something a bit heavier or maybe just have a beer and sit back and relax and enjoy the scenes from old Sydney town with commentary from HW. Come get around it. So we're going to have ourselves a cruise along George Street. It's the GPO clock tolls. So not all of these folk are heading directly home. Some of them are heading into some of the bars and hotels dotted around the city for a cheeky Thursday night drink before they go home. Some of the big partiers amongst them will probably try to go all the way till tomorrow. But the majority of them will have a few drinks, maybe something to eat, and then head home. Just dropped my microphone, that was good work. Sun blaring out of the west here from King Street. It's cooking me, let me tell you. For a second there I thought the cars were going to come through the intersection. I was terrified. Oh, this dog's doing a little dropping on the footpath. The little poodle's not fussy, doesn't need grass, just goes wherever. Seeing we're here, let's have a quick look in the Pitt Street Mall and see if there's any shoppers about. That's a good shot through the atrium to Centre Point Tower. Lego's not happy with just having the doors facing Pitt Street Mall. They want to have a little pop-up store right outside as well. There's a few shoppers about. Very different crowd on Thursday night is from what you normally see during the day when I come in here and even on the weekend. You see a lot more tourists, but see more of the locals coming through on a Thursday night. Let's get going again. Sun coming from the west behind me, blasting me on the back. I think it's around about 6 p.m. or just after 6 p.m. now as we head down Market Street here. I checked the wind again, it's coming from the northeast at 13 kilometres an hour now. The wind gusts up to 20, so when I said 17 I was pretty close. By the time you see this video, it'll be Friday. So I hope you enjoy your Friday drinks if you have one, and have a good weekend. We don't do this too often. Let's do something different today. Let's get down into the tunnels of St James's Station and then see if we can come out on that Prince Albert Road. Let's get down into St James and see if we can navigate our way to the other entrance. I love this old advertisement here for Chateau Tanunda. Some sort of brandy from the ye old days, I expect. I've never heard of it, except for seeing it emblazoned on St James's Station when I've come through. I've said it before, but I wonder if these missing tiles in the tunnel here are souvenir hunters or where they've just fallen off over time and then they just get swept up. I think it could be a bit of both. There's the other tunnel in there. You can sneak through. I don't think I'll be going through that one though. Tell you what, I'm sweating up a storm. So humid. Here we come to the entrance gates to the station itself. Now from here should be another cheeky way we can get out. Macquarie Street, that sounds about right. Another cheeky tunnel leading to the same spot. St James's Station, not a real popular station these days to get on and off. I wouldn't expect to see too many people. And probably that's the reason why a few people have made their home down here. You can go up that staircase there to get to Hyde Park, but we'll keep going and get on the other side of Prince Albert Road and get down Macquarie Street. Might have a bit of a seat when I get up here, take my baseball cap off and enjoy a bit of the breeze before I keep walking. Take one of these chairs here. And we'll watch the goings on Macquarie Street. Set up my little tripod. One of my favourite little coffee stands behind me. Gardens, St James, just there. I love that place, but it's never open at a convenient time for me, because I usually don't make it a habit of coming in here early in the morning, and when I come through in the afternoon, normally it's closed. Shut it up. And look at all these punters walking around. Surely some of them would love to inject themselves with the delicious bean of the nectar. I don't know whether you can see this cloud up here, but the northeast wind's blowing some low-hanging clouds through. Next to the Law Courts building. At the end of this walk, we're going to take in a bit of scenery to finish it off, and it's during that I'll tell the exciting news. It hopefully rectifies a problem that I've had for a long time. But anyway, while we're here, just like Martin Place, there's all these planter boxes set up with beautiful flowers for the punters to enjoy. Battery change achieved, and then you might be able to make up a few more clouds swinging past in between the MLC building and Centrepoint Tower there. Checked my phone again, the wind's up to 32 km/h gusts now, so definitely picking up. Some crickets starting to sing in the oh no, they've stopped now as soon as I mention it. Let's get going down Macquarie Street. A bit of a wind tunnel just here, blowing a gale. So much so it looks like all these share bikes have been tipped over. Should put my sunglasses on so they don't blow away. I was about to sneak onto the road there and walk down there, and then saw the construction workers. Thought I better not. Should be able to get away with it now. It's a fancy car. What was it, a Bentley? Yeah, Bentley. There's a view down Martin Place with the sun beaming through. This whole picture up here from 1970 with the double-decker buses and the red taxis. I can't make out which taxi company's on the side of that, or the side of that door. Being red, maybe it's St George cabs, or could even be RSL cabs. One of those two. Or Legion. Legion was another cab company back in the day.
It's not their fault that they didn't get it right with the lift. They hired a cheap company.
Camera crew set up in the outside the gates or inside the gates. Parliament House there. Must be getting ready to interview a Polly about something, or. But as we walk past this little convenience store, I'm thinking I might sneak in here and grab a drink. But hold the phone, Roach. Look at this place here. Look at the ornate carvings on the veranda there. Some sort of crest on it. What is it? It's called Hengrove Hall, or I think. It's like a bunch of solicitors and doctors in that building now. But yeah, over to the convenience store. Look at all the crazy drinks they got in this fridge. Zappo, isn't that a bubble gum? Why would you want to drink that? Chupa Chups. Oh, I've had Canada Dry before, and on American Airlines a few times. That watermelon water looks alright. Wonder how much that is. I'm not paying $6 for it though. Might get one of these cheeky little throwdowns here. Also full of sugar, but maybe not. Maybe I'll get one of these V drinks. No, that's full of sugar too. Or maybe I'll get one of these nutrient waters. I do like those nutrient waters. What flavour they got? Dragon fruit. It's a shame. I was hoping they'd have a watermelon. So I settled on this dragon fruit nutrient water. Delicious. Very refreshing. What's it got in it? Dragon fruit. Oh, I can't read it, the writing's too small. Need my spectacles. I was just watching that little puppy dog there having a slurp of water over at this drinking fountain over here. I was hoping to capture him on the camera, but I missed it. Oh, let's get going again. But that northeasterly, that's a joy. It's a lot more cooling than the straight easterly. That's what you often call people call here an onshore breeze. I haven't even bothered focusing on this building before either, on the corner of Hunter and Macquarie Street. Pretty old one. So I made my way into the Botanic Gardens now. We were here the other day and I filmed a little bit at the start of the vid. Should see a few nice sights as we make our way through the Botanic Gardens. I didn't mention before why I'm here so late. The idea of filming the punters heading home and going against them as I come out of the station, that came to me pretty late. The reason why I'm here so late was I was at home and my eldest was watching a movie that was released in 2023 on Netflix called Leave the World Behind. And I don't watch Netflix much. And as I walked past, it caught my eye because Julia Roberts was in it. And also Ethan Hawke. And I thought, oh, what's this? And I sat down and it got me hooked. I couldn't stop watching it. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Probably a lot of you have already seen it before, being from 2023, if you're keen Netflix watchers, but I'm mostly on YouTube, or watching other YouTubers, so I don't watch Netflix that much, and so I'd never heard of it, but yeah, it drew me in, and I thought it was a great vid. So if you've never watched that movie, Leave the World Behind with Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke, get into it. It's got a few other famous actors as well that you'll recognise. But it was great. And I was watching it right up until like, I think I didn't leave home until like close to, I think about 4:30, somewhere between 4:30 and 5. So it really suckered me in. Oh, Kevin Bacon was the other actor in it. He plays a little part in it. But there was something that he said that caught my attention as well. He said, when they're talking about some of the premise of the story, he said, I might have to tell my mate in San Diego, he said. So maybe I should tell my mate in San Diego. Let's sneak over the grass here now. You hear the lorikeets up in the trees chirping. Probably too early right now, but a bit later, probably only in about another half an hour. A lot of these trees around here will start releasing their fruit bats, and the sky will be absolutely covered with them. There are a lot of bats in Sydney, if you didn't know. And they're a pain in the neck because they poop over everything. And their poo's like a tar, it's like a black tar. And it's really hard to get off if it gets on your car or your deck or side of your house. But I promise you we're heading towards the final destination for today, where we'll do something special and I'll Geez, the harbour's choppy in that northeasterly breeze. There's white horses everywhere in the water. I don't know whether you can see in the distance over there, you can see some marquees set up. That's where they've got like an outdoor movie cinema set up for the summer. So one of the movies that they had listed on there the other day was Wicked, the new Wicked movie, and don't have a hell of a lot of interest in it, but I thought, oh, that might be something to go to at least. Anyway, it was all sold out, so I never got a chance. But anything a bit unusual like that happens in Sydney gets booked out pretty quickly. It's a city of 5 million people, right? So if anything interesting comes up like that, could get in quick. So we're going to have to try to avoid that. Have to avoid the masses over there because I'm sure it's been blocked off for ticket holders only. But I did note one of the things that they had on offer with the ticket was a chance to have a sit-down meal as well in a restaurant that they've got set up with some fancy chef, of course. Look at the water busting against the seawall there.
And then I literally was just lying in bed passing snake. But anyway, I was I need to get myself back into routine, so I'm just going to walk back tomorrow. So then I obviously basically did a run 12 hours later.
Looks like the Watson's Bay ferry scooting across the water just there.
So last night I was feeling a bit tired. Still couldn't really go to sleep early. That's why I'm I really need to.
Alright, we're at the final destination for today. We're pretty much at the end of the peninsula that makes up Mrs Macquarie's chair. And I'm going to face to the west. And I'll tell you my exciting news. So I've downloaded a new patch for my GoPro that for the first time allows me to plug in an external power source. So one of the big problems with the GoPro, as you know, I always whinge about it, is it gets really hot because of its compact size and it shuts down. But now I can remove the battery and plug a USB power bank in there, and so it should give me the opportunity to do some long films moving forward. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a time lapse down here, and I'm just going to leave the film go and see how long I can go for and get a real nice little time lapse view of the city, the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge in the vid. So let's see how we go. So as we face towards the west, we look at the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. I'll thank you for coming on the little skirt around the city. Now sit back and enjoy the time lapse.